Start.
Start.
This story is about Potpot's journey. Have you heard of it, Lo?
I haven't read that one yet.
Start. Potpot felt he might explode with excitement. Not because it was his birthday tomorrow. And not because his godmother was making his favorite pack bet. It wasn't because their carabao named Marimar had given birth either. Then Potpot was really excited because of his father's extra special gift. For his 6th birthday, his father was giving him his first trip. Oh,
Was given what? First trip.
first trip. It looks like they're in their province. You should see.
First trip somewhere and they go somewhere
They will go to somewhere.
outside the one,
Their
out
place.
of the time.
And there's this conversation. Hey Potpot, what will you be serving us tomorrow? His friend Anton asked. Tomorrow? Tomorrow is when we leave for Manila. So they will go for Manila. Potpot exclaimed. Mang Danny, Potpot's father, carried merchandise made of bamboo or rattan and sold them in Manila. And for 2 weeks, from 7 o'clock in the morning until 12 midnight, his father and their ox, Malakas, would traverse the road towards the city together. Oh, nice. Finally, I'll be able to see the huge buildings, the speedy train, and the pictures that are bigger than a movie house. Potpot bragged. Huh? Wait a minute, Anton said, scratching his head. It's enrollment time on Monday. Aren't you going to school yet? I'm going with Tatay and Malakas. Malakas. I forgot who's Malakas.
Who's Malakas? His brother or his friend?
We'll find out. Oh, that's much more fun than going to school, Potpot said. Are you nuts? Anton protested. Nothing beats being at school. I've only been going to school for a year, but I already know how to read letters, write my name, and count. What would I need that for? I'd rather go on adventures, and I do already know how to count. Perhaps 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 10. Potpot said, smirking. Do you know what the answer to 4 plus 7 is? I know. Potpot was suddenly struck dumb. He held up his fingers. He quickly got his feet. I'm going to home now. I need to help Tatay to get our things ready for tomorrow. So Potpot doesn't even know how to count numbers yet. When he reached home, Potpot went straight to the caravan and then he tried to solve 4 plus 7. I think Potpot was already about 6 years old, 7 years old, first grade. While watching his grandmother weave a basket, four candles, then seven brooms. 1, 2, 3. Pot was very thinking hard. He was startled when his grandmother suddenly appeared and hung up the last basket she had woven. There you are, grandson. Come along. It's time to eat. All right, grandmother. May I sleep in the caravan so I can start practicing? Potpot asked. Whew. If it weren't your birthday tomorrow, Lola Sabel
Don't be
said.
in a hurry. You just read it as if you are just talking to your one friend. If you do it that way, look like you are just reading. Yeah,
Okay.
take time.
I do. Lola Sabel said, smiling, ruffling her grandson's hair at the same time. The next day, Pot Pot got up earlier than Pacman, the rooster. He fed Marimar and her calf, finished his breakfast quickly, and gulped down a glass of milk. He embraced his grandmother and bid her goodbye. Before getting in the caravan, he whispered to Malakas, Malakas, don't go too fast, okay? I want to see everything we pass. Ah, Malakas was their Carabao. Malakas pala. And Pot Pot's caravan set off. So many different things to see. He counted the cars racing one another on the highway. There were colorful jeeps, trucks loaded with vegetables, buses coming from Ilocos, and motorcycles like fireflies speeding recklessly down the road. He quickly ran out of toes and fingers to count them. 20 wasn't enough. 19, 20, 20.
So you speed up.
He's counting.
Counting.
19, 20, 20, 20. What comes next after 20? Pot Pot asked. But this flew quickly out of Pot Pot's mind when they passed a splendid fiesta and plodded alongside a slow-moving procession. Pot Pot gazed at the fish ponds that mirrored the sky, and the stalks of planted rice that seemed to be waving. There were noisy markets along the road, basketball tournaments by the roadside, and dogs that lay in the middle of the street. There were houses that stood cheek by jowl, and some that stood far apart from each other. There were people busy looking for lice in each other's hair, and a cat carrying her kitten in her mouth.
Yes.
And because Malakas walked very slowly, Pot Pot witnessed many different stories. There were two drunkards arguing by the roadside. Maybe they ran out of beer and stories, so they just started arguing. There was a young man and a young lady courting by the seaside. Maybe the lady's parents don't like the young man, so they've been meeting each other here. Just like what we call in Tagalog, tanan. There were people playing tongits. Do you know what tongits like? It's a card game, not a wake. The one wearing yellow is probably going to win. He got a smirk on his face. But Maya's story was Pot Pot's favorite. Maya was walking home from school when they went by. She hitched a ride with them and began chatting with Pot Pot. Pot Pot, it sounds like a jeepney's horn and the horn on Mang Parent's bicycle. He's the one who sells pandesal in our neighborhood. Maya, like the name of the bird. Can you sing well too? Of course. Teacher Feli taught us a new song. It goes, Kakadoodle-doo, said the rooster, wake up, sleepyhead, Maya sang. I have a rooster. His name is Pacman. Pot Pot bragged in return. We're going to lots of places. But we're going to Manila first. Have you been there? Maya shook her head. But because of this, it's like I've already been there. And she brought a book out of her bag. Look, my book has a map of the Philippines. Right now, we're in Pampanga. And this is where you are going. You can find Rizal Park in Manila and the University of the Philippines. That's where I want to study when I grow up, she declared. University sa Philippines is quite a good university, right?
This is the number one university in the Philippines. It is a government schools,
There are many bright-minded people there.
of course, and that's the only school where you can spend little money compared to the other university. But you must be a bright student. for
Even
one.
the entrance exam was hard. And even compared to these days, wherein the tuition is free already, then the entrance exam will be harder than before.
Well, the private one are still not free. They are still paying. Unlike this University of the
The
Philippines,
Philippines.
it is a government university, and the government chair, the vice president, is ordering to give it free to those who can afford bright one
The bright ones.
and really working students, something like that, and poor as well. Go ahead. Continue.
Potpot looked at the pictures in the book, while Mang Dani, smiling, watched him and his new friend. They counted the trees as they passed by. 1 through 20, but Maya didn't stop counting there. 21, 22, 23, until they finally reached Maya's door. I'll get down right there. Drop by on your way back, alright? She said, bidding them goodbye. Potpot watched Maya walk into her house. She was struck by a thought. Maya's really smart. She knows what comes after 20. She probably knows the answer to 4 plus 7. Potpot, we're almost reached the city, his father said. Potpot noticed that there were fewer trees now, and there were more people on the streets. He was met by the sight of towering houses with gigantic pictures on top of them. His father said they were called billboards. He was delighted with the pictures. And his father read the billboards. Potpot, when you start going to school, you'll be the one reading them instead. Mang Dani happily remarked. Father, I don't want to go to school. I want to go to you when we travel and sell baskets grandmother makes. Potpot mumbled. Son, if you want to come here with me, you should also know how to read signs so we will know where we're going. My eyesight is starting to go, you see. Mang Dani explained. This means Mang Dani's sight is quite,
Getting blind.
she's getting blind.
Yeah.
They stayed for a long time in Manila. They were able to reach Quezon City, Marikina, Taytay, Tanay, and Antipolo. We need to sell all of our wares. What? For 2 months, they searched for places where their animal could graze and where there were plenty of passers-by. There, he and Malakas both daydreamed while chewing on the grass. Once, while they were pulled over at Commonwealth, next to the university, University of the Philippines perhaps,
No, it Commonwealth is just the entrance of the one going to the University of the Philippines. There was a two road there, yielding one to the Commonwealth, one to the UP.
UP. And Mang Dani left Potpot on his own to buy some rice. Little boy, how much for a fan? A woman asked. 25, ma'am. Potpot answered. I'll take one, she said, handing him 50 pesos. Oh no, how much in change should I give her? Potpot scratched his head. Give me my change. I'm in a hurry, the lady said impatiently. How much you get in change? Potpot asked in embarrassment. It's 25 as well. When Potpot handed her the change, another car pulled over. The horn sounded, and the window was drawn down. Psst! How much for that one? A man wearing glass puckered his lips in the direction of the cradle. Potpot stopped to think. How much were the cradles? 200, I think. Sir, 200. I mean, 250. Well, which one is it? Okay, let's do this way. Write down your cell phone number and I'll just give you a call. I might order lots of those. Sir, I'm not sure what our number is and I don't know how to write yet. Well, that's a pity. Alright then, I'll just come back again. And the blue car sped off. They were so unfortunate. But that's life. People come and go. Sometime later, an old man came by. Iho, could you read the signs on the jeeps for me? I've lost my glasses and I can't read where the jeeps are going. Oh, I'm sorry, grandfather. I don't know how to read yet. Pot explained. As the old man walked away, Pot felt very sad. Anton and Maya would probably know how much in change to give the lady. They would probably know how to write numbers and words. They would probably be able to help grandfather. And maybe if I went to school, I could also learn how to read, write, and count.
That's right.
Pot whispered to Malakas. When they returned home, Pot was greeted by the sight of Mount Arayat, and they were once again traveling through the town of Apalit,
Napali.
Apalit,
Yeah.
where he and his father waited in front of Maya's school. Maya was so delighted when she saw them. Come inside, she told Pot. They went inside Maya's classroom and said, there's Teacher Feli, seated in the front, arranging books. Let's go and meet her. So you're the traveler Maya he has been telling me about, Teacher Feli said. She noticed that she was staring at the books. Do you want to read them? Here, you and Maya should go and read for a bit. And Pot slowly took his seat. He silently eyed the books on the table. There were thick ones, skinny ones, and colorful ones. The colorful ones, the ones that were black and white, he took one of the books and many different animals popped out of the book and took him by surprise. He opened another book. Letters and numbers jumped and danced before him. He caught and placed the numbers 7 and 4 side by side. If it's 7 plus 4, Teacher Feli taught us to put 7 in your hand, then count another 4. Maya explained. So. 7 plus 4, 7 in my head, 8, 9, 10, 11. The answer is 11. Then Pot whooped. From then on, every time their caravan passed through Apalit, Pot always paid a visit to Maya's school. He would sit on Teacher Feli's class, and after
Why?
class,
He's already studying in the school.
he just
Or he just trying to put a plan to...
he just tries to go into school and try to learn something, but I think he's not enrolled.
study role.
Only Maya. But then after class, he and Maya would read the books that Teacher Feli had prepared especially for his visit. Sometimes, he played tag and hide and seek with Maya's classmate. Tomorrow, Pot would be turning 7 years old. He knew what it felt like to be a turtle, a snail, or a hermit crab. He knew what it was like to live carrying one's house alone. He had learned so many things traveling the roads. But he knew it was not enough, unlike the things his friends Maya and Anton knew. And so, when the next school year comes around, he won't be joining his father in Malakas. He was going to school. But when the summer vacation comes, he'll be on the road again to help sell baskets, brooms,
Help his father selling basket and so.
brooms, and cradles. And that was it. Quite an interesting story.